Hi everybody, welcome back for another video. I thought I would film this one first. I have a list of videos planned, but this one is kind of pertinent because of this palette right here. It's by O.WIN. It is a Chinese brand of watercolors. There's a lot of Chinese on it. It says solid watercolor pigment. It has a lot of Chinese here. It says Shanghai O.WIN Painting Material Company. So it came with these watercolor postcards that you can paint. And there's one that they did, which is really, really pretty. But it feels like a nice paper. It feels very similar to the paper for their swatch card. I swatched all of the paints, but it comes in this large, cat hair, large tin. Let me get that out of the box out of the way. And it also came with this pamphlet. And if you look at the pamphlet, it looks almost exactly like the Paul Rubens, like, you know, these photos and these samples. So basically, these are the Paul Rubens watercolors, which are wonderful. Now, I got this, I think it was on sale for $20. Right now on Amazon, they have it on sale for $16.99. Or $19.99, and then they have a $5 coupon. So you can get this set of 36 half pans for, you know, $15, $16 if you have Amazon Prime or whatever shipping is on top of that. So that's why I'm sharing this video. So it comes with the tin, the little half pans, which I need to secure, and it even came with a aqua brush, and it's a nice aqua brush. I haven't used it yet because I have tons of these, and I wanted to see how these worked without the brush. And I wasn't sure the quality of the paints, what they were going to be. So I got this set because if all else fails, I can use this tin, because one thing I like about it is a flat bottom. So you can, you know, take this out and put as many paints as you want in the bottom of the tin. And so it's a really nice tin, but it turns out the paints are the Paul Rubens paints, and they are just wonderful. And here is the swatches on the swatch card. There's a white, lemon yellow, cadmium yellow hue, yellow orange, cadmium orange hue, cadmium red light hue, vermilion, scarlet lake, crimson, crimson lake deep, what is that? Alizarin crimson, I'm not sure what that is. Permanent rose, it's a really pretty deep red, like a flower color. Here's purple lake, mauve, what is it? Dioxazine violet, verditer blue, cerulean blue hue, they call it intense blue, cobalt blue, ultramarine blue, and this is turkey blue, which I've never heard of it called that, Prussian blue, which I love Prussian blue, Payne's gray, yellow green, kind of like a cerulean, not cerulean, chartreuse, wrong C word. Sap green, hooker's green light, hooker's green deep. It's nice that you get the light and the deep. Viridian hue, olive green, yellow ochre, raw sienna, burnt umber, Van Dyke brown, sepia, and lamp black. So it's a really nice set of colors. And just so you can see, I'll just pull out this one right here. The pans are a little bit narrower, but they're wider. So they're much more square than your typical half pan. Most half pans are a little bit narrower. They're just about as wide, but a little bit narrower, and they like kind of flare, while these are more like, you know, like a chiclet from a Rubik's Cube. If that makes any sense, if you've ever pulled one of those apart. No, just me. And so I did swatch on this card, but I also swatched them in one of my Canson watercolor books. This is the one that I swatch all of my watercolors in, from like my St. Petersburg to Kuretake to the Prima, some Daniel Smiths. This was that thing that fanned, which I have since used up. These are some more St. Petersburg. These are another video coming soon, as are these. Those are Primas. That's the Mungyo palette. Here they are. This is the O.WIN palette. Of course, you can't see the white, but I wanted to do it on watercolor paper. And I know it's the back side of the watercolor paper, but I just wanted to see how they performed on watercolor paper, just as swatches. And you can see the beautiful colors. Like, this would be a wonderful set for, you know, traveling, because the price right now is so really good. And then I also did a little bit of watercolor with them. I'll show you. Oop, I had my book upside down. I did a study of just one color, and it was this color right here, which was called Permanent Rose. And I did single layers of gradual more intensity of the color. And this Permanent Rose did really well. You'll see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 10 layers of intensity of just one color. It did such a beautiful job. And then I tried it with another color, with a color that is a little bit more challenging to do that. I tried it with this beautiful purple here, the, what is it, the dioxazine violet. Violets are much more difficult to get variation. So I only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I probably could have gotten one more really dark layer down here if I would have added maybe a touch of the lamp black, but I wanted it to be all the purple, just to kind of see what it does. And then I also then decided to do a little painting. I had a photo of my parents' hardwood forest, and since I haven't been there since the summer before COVID, I wanted to do a little painting. So I did this cute little painting of trees. You can see my mixes here. I used, in the background, I used the yellow-green. I used sap green. I used a little bit of olive green, and even just a little bit of this right here. What was that? The Viridian hue. You can see the different greens I mixed up. And then for the browns, you can see there's quite a few browns. I used this one right here, which is raw sienna. I used, what was that one? Let's see, raw sienna, burnt umber. I used a little bit of burnt umber And then I used a little bit of Van Dyke Brown, and I even used a little bit of the yellow ochre. And then I did mix some green, some of the Sap Green with the Van Dyke Brown in order to get this beautiful little tree scene. They go on really, really, really nice. Some of my favorite brushes are that I actually used on those were these. They are the Princeton Snap brushes, and they come in this set that I have right here. It comes with a angle shader, and it's like 3/4 of an inch. It comes with this one, which is a number 6 round, which I use like a number 6 round for like almost everything. And then there's these two tinier ones, a number 2 round and then a number 0 round. So if you really want to do some fine details. And then I have here, these are two little, that yogurt brand, O.WIN. I use 2 of those. One for, you can use one for like cool colors, one for warm colors. You can use one for rinsing off and the other for clean. There's so many different ways that people can do that. Sometimes I'll have 3, one for warm colors, one for cool colors, and then one that's always clean. But today I just have 2 because I think the third one is holding gouache right now, little tubes. So I'm gonna set this up. I'm gonna put some washi tape. This is washi tape that's meant to look like salmon sushi. See how it looks like salmon. And the reason I'm using this washi tape is it's not very good washi tape. It's very cute. It came with like things that look like salmon and rice and nori and all of that, but it's not very good as in the fact that it's not very sticky, and so it comes up very easily, and so that's why I'm using it. And I'm just gonna do this to create a nice border, just in case I create something that I like and I might choose to hang up at a later date. So, oh, and this washi tape, it came with a 4-pack. I got it at World Market. You know, they have like a little stationery section there. So we're gonna do a little bit of a painting using one color. It's something that I really like to do. So what I'm gonna do is dip my 3/4 inch angled brush, and I'm just going to wet the paper because I want it to. And notice I'm going in a like east to west, west to east motion. I'm not going up and down because all the painting I'm going to be doing will be in that manner. Okay. So now we have to decide on a color. We can use that Sap Green since we've already done something with it. The Sap Green? Yeah, let's do Sap Green. Or was that olive green? That was olive green. So we're gonna use this little spot here because that's where I have it. I'm gonna take my round brush and I'm gonna grab right here my olive green. I'm just gonna pick up some pigment, and I'm doing it with the little brush. And now I'm just gonna add a ton of water to this because I want just a beautiful watered down amount of paint. And I'll see how many layers we can do. There we go. And I got my paper towel to dry off my brush. And then since I've got the clean water here, we're just gonna get it clean. Now, here, make sure that this is, yeah, we can see. So I'm gonna take my angled brush, and I can dip it in the green water because it has an actual color that I'm gonna put on the paper. So I'm going to pick up some pigment, and see, it's just a very light wash. And I'm just gonna go, I might have let this dry too much. But see how I'm just doing one thin layer, back and forth. Ooh, got a cat here. That happens quite a bit. And see how I'm just doing that. Okay, we're gonna let this dry. And we'll be back. Okay, we're back for layer 2. I mixed up a little bit more of the green. I'm just gonna put a little bit of water on the brush because it might have dried a little bit. And we'll kind of start down just, oh, maybe around here. And you can do swoops if you want. And just need to keep the swoops at the top. Then once you pass that area, you can just go across. Maybe I need a little bit more. Maybe it did dry out and I didn't mix up enough. And I'm just adding a little bit of the Sap Green. And there's going to be quite a few layers down here towards the bottom, so if it's a little bit light right there for right now, it's okay, because that area is going to have a lot of layers. Okay, we're going to let this dry, and then we'll be back for layer 3. Okay, we're back for layer 3. I hope I have enough mixed up for this. This one, what we're gonna do is we're gonna have it go up, and then down, and then up, and then down. Kind of the opposite of up here. And then, just like with all the others, just go straight across. And try to keep your strokes, since we're trying to lay down a large color, try to keep them going the same direction. Because if you were to change and have one going top to bottom, it'll change the way the layer is. It'll give you funny looking bumps. Okay, so that's layer 3. We'll be back with layer 4 in just a little bit. Okay, here we are back for layer 4. So I'm just gonna get a little water on my brush, dip back in here, and this time we're gonna go down, up. I think I need a little bit more pigment. I'm supposed to add a little bit more to each layer just to see how dark you can get it. Yeah, I had too much water. Too much water and not enough pigment. There we go. There we go. That is layer 4. Now for layer 5, I'm gonna add quite a bit more. I'm gonna kind of clean up the side of the washi a bit because it's kind of watery. But there. For layer 5, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my round brush and really go into the pan and see what happens. See how I'm making it really thick? Much darker color. Okay. We're gonna let this dry and we'll be right back. Okay, here we are now for layer 5. I've got my paint here that's started to dry. I'm just gonna put a little bit of water on the brush to wet it. And we're gonna do our next layer. Now this layer has much more pigment and a lot less water. So you will see that it is a much deeper sap green. And I think we're gonna do try to do one more layer after this. We're just gonna smooth it out. And we're putting a lot of water on this paper. So we're really testing this Canson paper. Let me show you what paper it is. I have another pad over here. I had placed an order through, everything's falling. I had placed an order through Amazon for 1 pad of paper, and they had it on sale for somewhere between $10 and $11. And it is 30 sheets of watercolor paper, the XL brand, 7 by 10. I like that size. The other size they have is 9 by 12, and that, you know, especially for filming, can be a little bit big and a little bit cumbersome. And so I like this size better. And it is 140-pound paper. So you'll see it is quite thick paper. It is quite thick. It is, on the front side, it has a texture. And then on the back side, it has texture, but it's smoother. It doesn't say that it is double-sided paper. It just says cold-pressed heavyweight paper. And it does have the perforation, so you can, you know, tear them out and tape them down to a board and, you know, get a much flatter surface. But one thing that you can do is you can actually turn these over, put them on like paper towels or something, and actually use a iron on it, and that will flatten out your your paper. But it doesn't say that it's double-sided, but I mean, both sides, if you're using it as like a sketchbook, do really well. But you can see here how there is texture to the paper. But I had ordered one of these, and they sent me one pack that had 6 of these. So I contacted Amazon, and they said to just keep them because the cost of shipping of the 5, and then because they were shipped and then sent back, they would then have to like destroy them or send them to one of those resale places where they sell them for like, you know, next to nothing. So I got 5 extra pads of watercolor paper that I will have now for quite some time. And it's a really nice paper. It's not like the best. It's not like, you know, Arches or, you know, paper like that, but it's a really great paper for, you know, playing with your watercolors like this. So we're gonna come back after this dries, and we're gonna do one more layer, which is gonna be quite a bit of pigment, and I'll show you how I get the pigment there. Okay, let's let this dry. Okay, we're back. I'm gonna show you how I mix the final color, and I might put a little bit of, I don't know, sepia in it just to give it a little grounding so it won't be 100%. But here's my little area where I've been mixing the Sap Green. So I'm just gonna use my round brush. I know you should probably use a special brush for this instead of like a round brush, but these are, I've had these for quite a while and I need to get a new set. So I'm gonna take the olive green. This is olive green. Why do I keep saying Sap Green? I'm gonna add just a little bit of water to it. And I'm gonna keep that on the brush, and I'm just gonna dip. Do we want Van Dyke Brown? No, let's do the sepia. The sepia has a little warmer. And so you can see how there's a little bit of brown there. Maybe grab just a smidge more. And then add just a little bit of water. There we go. And so that's how I mix up my colors for these layers. Now, what I'm gonna do is slide this over her and double check to make sure I'm in the screen. And I'm gonna put down the final layer. And so, let me just put a little bit of green, just a little bit more. And let's see what happens. And we're gonna go down, up, down, up. See how it's just a little bit darker? I might go with a little bit more of the brown. I just want this final bottom row to really show that it's darker. I guess I didn't mix up enough because of the amount of distance I had. Get some more of that olive green. And so you can see we're really putting a lot of water on this paper. And it's actually doing really well. So that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 layers. I will be back when this is dry and we'll remove the washi tape so you can see the clean edge that we've created. Okay, we'll be back. Okay, so here we are. It's pretty well dry. There might be just a little bit there, but let me, I'm gonna dab just a little bit of this up because I don't want it to spill on the other colors. But if you've been using the lid of your paint tin, or if you got like a plastic one, keep this here because number one, it helps the metal get used to being used for mixing your colors. And then also that's pigment that you have down there that you can just add a little bit of water and you can get that yellow ochre or that permanent rose, or you can get those colors and still use them for light washes. So don't ever get rid of that unless you're needing clean space to mix more colors. But what's nice is you can pull out this tray that has the watercolors on it and look at all that mixing space under there. It's amazing. So the only thing is this is a little bit wonky, but it eventually does close. So here we are with our painting, and these look really cool. They actually look really nice if you see how this tape comes up so easily. That's one of the reasons why I like using this tape when I am and of course, now that I say that, it doesn't want to come up. Why I use this tape. If you don't have a tape like this, you can use another washi tape. But if you want to put it on your clothes, like you put it on if you're wearing a sweater or a shirt. There we go. And just to get some of the sticky off so it doesn't tear away at your painting. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that last layer has just a little bit of that, what was it, sepia that I put with it. I think what I could have done is used more water in these second, third, and fourth layers. But certain colors like greens and purples are quite a challenge to create variations. I was really lucky with the pink. I mean, and also I waited quite a bit of time in between that. So I will link this set of paints down below because they are on a super sale right now from Amazon, and they come with a nice card, they come with some postcards and a aqua brush for you to use like if you're on the go. So there you go. If you have any questions, please leave a comment down below and I will get back with you as soon as I can. And I'll also see if I can find a link for the this set of brushes from Princeton. It's my go-to set. And it's really inexpensive. I think it was under $8, $8 or $9. So they're the snap brushes. So they're a synthetic. So if you are like a vegetarian or a vegan, or you're trying to not use animal like squirrel tail or things like that brushes, these are a wonderful, wonderful alternative to it. Okay, I will link everything down below and I will see you in the next video. Thanks so much for stopping by. Bye.